it up.
Woo! That went everywhere. Winter has a way of slowing everything down, and honestly, that's something I've really come to appreciate. During the colder months, I focus less on restriction and more on nourishment. Fewer processed foods, less added sugars, and more simple, whole ingredients that actually support our bodies. Today, I'm bringing you along as I prep a few winter staples in our home. Today, I'm going to be making an easy crock-pot chicken corn chowder, homemade granola bars, a turmeric pineapple smoothie, and a calming apple mint and lemon balm tea that I recently shared with everybody on my blog. These are the kinds of foods I lean on this time of year to support immunity, digestion, and overall wellness without feeling complicated or overwhelming. If you're looking for gentle, realistic ways to stay healthy through the winter months, using foods and herbs that actually make you feel good, this video is definitely going to be for you. For this recipe, I am just going to be using basic staples that I have lying around in the pantry. For example, this bone broth that I have, and then I have made this cream of blank startup before in a previous video that I can link in the description box below, and then some of the mushroom soup. So I'm just kind of making a nice little cream of mushroom mixture here. If you've never seen one of these green pans before, they're absolutely amazing because you can saute and everything in it in like a fancy little crock pot. I could be using my Instant Pot, but I just kind of wanted something that was rated as non-toxic, and I love it for this. So I've been using this quite a bit this season, and all I did was just cut up an onion, and then I threw in some of the minced garlic that I had frozen and some of the avocado oil. And now I'm just adding in several cups of frozen corn, along with that can of cream corn that I had already added in. I'm just kind of doing everything measuring by heart. I do have a recipe that I'm roughly following, but it was for a little bit more of a vegetable than a chicken. So I had these chicken quarters that I needed to use because I do need to make some more broth. So I am just adding it into my soup. And later I will show you how I do incorporate it. I just added some salt and pepper onto them as well as into the soup. And this was absolutely delicious. My husband could not get enough of it. And all I did was cook it for 6 hours on low, and it came out absolutely perfect. This time of year, I really like playing around with different herbal tea recipes, and this one is one of my new favorites and my children's favorite. It's really simple. You probably have all the ingredients around your house already. You don't have to use dried apple. You can use fresh cut apple, just like you can use fresh cut lemon balm or peppermint. I just have a lot of herb lying around, so I'm going to use the dried stuff, but I do still have some growing out in the garden as well. So this tea is something that I have been really leaning on in the winter months. Lemon balm is one of my favorite herbs for supporting the nervous system. It helps calm the body, ease the wired but tired feeling, and supports the immune system too. No, not yet.
What?
I'm gonna pour water into it first, see?
Yeah.
Okay, don't touch yet. Winter can be stressful on our bodies even when we don't realize it, and this is such a gentle way to support that. The mint also adds a fresh, comforting flavor, and it also helps with digestion, which can slow down in the colder months and especially during the sugary holiday seasons, and also help clearing up any sinuses if you are experiencing cold symptoms. So this is an easy daily tea that supports rest, digestion, and overall balance during the winter months. One of the things that I try to do year round, but definitely more so in the winter months, is not have as many processed foods for me and my children, because they are filled with things that our body has to detox, which makes it harder to detox toxins and other viruses and things. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying a new granola bar recipe that I found, and it is amazing. I had shared in a previous video for an Azure haul that I got these organic brown rice crispies, and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to use them. And this was the perfect way in this recipe, which I will share in the description box below. And I believe I got it from Low Peaks Life. I don't even know how to say it. But anyways, it is super simple, super delicious. Thumbs up. I have shared before that I do not keep brown sugar on hand. I always have molasses and regular sugar. So that is what I am doing here today. If you have brown sugar, you would just use that. I personally prefer this. I feel like it's much more versatile and I like having control. A lot of these recipes, you will notice things like this with the vanilla. I always measure with my heart, or with the cinnamon. I did not use measuring instruments. I really prefer just to measure with my heart. Unless I am baking sourdough or something along those lines, I will tend to use a scale or cups and teaspoons as you are supposed to. But for things like this, that's pretty difficult to mess up. I am going to measure with my heart, and that is something that I hope everybody does and just kind of learn to cook and let live, so to speak. So this is going to go into the fridge for a few hours. I end up leaving it in there for about a day or so that I'll show you at the end of this video. But again, super simple, no baking, came together in about 5 minutes. So the next thing that I'm going to show you is a turmeric pineapple smoothie. I had an old turmeric smoothie recipe, but I'm kind of, again, measuring with my heart and doing it based off of what I know my children will like and what I have on hand. I am using fresh ginger and turmeric, and I am making sure to peel the skins of that off first because that would not taste very good. And then I'm just adding in some frozen pineapple, Greek yogurt, and some coconut milk. Woo! That went everywhere. I do add some more milk, and honestly, I would add more next time. It was pretty thick when it came out and the kids needed spoons. So this smoothie is very nourishing without being heavy, and it's full of ingredients that support inflammation and digestion. Fresh turmeric and ginger, like I mentioned, are staples for me this time of year. I use them in my elderberry syrups. They're warming, supportive for the immune system, and really helpful for joint and gut health. So the pineapple also helps balance the spice and helps digestion, while the whole Greek yogurt adds protein and beneficial bacteria to support your gut health. Coconut milk adds healthy fats, and I sweeten it lightly with honey instead of refined sugar. It's a very simple way to get in anti-inflammatory foods while still feeling comforting and satisfying. So this chicken came out wonderfully. If you didn't know that cooking dark meat, especially with the bones, you don't really have to worry about them drying out. As opposed, if I had put chicken breast in the crock pot, I would have to be concerned with it drying out. But with this, it came out perfect, and I was able to save the skins and the bones and put them away in the freezer for another day to make broth, which is why I buy these cuts of meat, because I haven't been harvesting my old hens yet, which I am hoping to get to next month. Let me know in the comments below if that's something you'd be interested in hearing more about or not. I do have several videos showing how I make bone broth in a roaster, or you can also make it in the Instant Pot. I like using the roaster oven because I can make very large batches, and then I can can them, or like the one that I had used for the soup this day, I had actually taken out of the freezer and let it thaw for a little bit first. So winter wellness doesn't have to mean doing more. It often looks like getting back to basics. Warm meals, whole ingredients, fewer processed foods, and simple herbal support can go a long way in helping our bodies stay resilient during the colder months. These are the kinds of meals and habits I come back to year after year, especially when life feels busy and energy feels low. If you'd like the recipe for the apple mint and lemon balm calm tea, you can find that on my blog, and I'll link it in the description box below. I hope this video encourages you to slow down, nourish your body well, and choose foods that truly support you this winter. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.